Live.
Does this answer your question? That's Galligans.
Without a doubt. Alright, so welcome everybody here to this week's edition of NASCAR Talk. I know that we didn't have one last week. Unfortunately, I had to work an auction, so there wasn't a chance of me being able to have one last week. So this week we're going to be recapping both Talladega and last week's race at Kansas, and then of course looking forward to this week's race at the Monster Mile, Dover International Raceway. I'm being joined here by three guests. I'm by JT Bryant, Shane Sides, and William Brock. Thanks for being here, guys.
Hey.
Hello. Hello.
No problem.
All right, so JT was actually alluding to it before we even started about how Talladega to him was 1996-ish. JT, you want to elaborate on that?
Let's just say it was a garbage heap. It was a wreck fest. Two cars going airborne, tumbling. Big ones occurring across the track.
That sounds like Snickers Cup Series every day.
I was going to say, yeah, doesn't that sound familiar?
That race was just Snickers Cup Simulator. I'll tell you
Exactly.
Snickers Cup Simulator 2016.
It could be Hershey's Cup, too. I mean, you never know. I gotta say, though, I have to agree with you, it was a wreck fest, but I'm with Jeff Gordon when he said, can we have these guys have the notification that there might be rain on the horizon before we get to halfway? Because to be honest with you, especially at a restricted plate track, you know, we're always, whenever we go to Daytona, whenever we go to Talladega, we're like, okay, we're going to get good racing at the beginning, we're going to have a freight train going on midway through towards about like 25 to go, and then everything's going to break loose. Well, it was actually pretty much double-wide formation for a majority of that race. To me, the fact that there was inclement weather on the horizon, I think, actually made for a lot better racing. I know there was a lot of wrecks, but you had drivers making a lot more moves, a lot more aggressive moves that you normally wouldn't see them make under normal circumstances at a normal restricted plate race. I actually enjoyed it a lot more because you actually were seeing nonstop racing rather than, you know, all this conservative waiting until the end kind of stuff.
That's what I liked about the Talladega race as well, honestly. Great racing overall.
Shane, William, either of you want to chime in on this?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't really watch the Talladega race, but I did see replays of that wreck with Chris Buescher going airborne and Matt Kenseth going airborne as well and hitting the inside wall.
Yeah. Pretty hard lick, if you ask me.
Oh, yeah.
That's what she said.
And somebody posted a picture of Matt Kenseth's flip, and the bottom of the car was so pristine and gray. It looked, and they said it looked like a die-cast car. They're actually right. It really did. It looked like it was a piece of die-cast.
Interesting.
Yeah. So then we move from Dega, where we obviously had the winner there being
Brad
Keselowski, picking up his second win of the season. We move from there over to Kansas, and that was actually not that bad a race. Kyle Busch winning that one in the end. And
he's got only a few more tracks.
Yeah. He's got Pocono and
Kentucky or something, I don't know.
No, he won Kentucky, I think. I don't remember. Where's the other track? I gotta look it up.
Kentucky and Charlotte, I think. Charlotte.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Charlotte. Yeah. So you got Kyle Busch winning that race, and I gotta ask you guys, when is the bad luck for Martin Truex Jr. going to end?
When's the bad luck for Matt Kenseth?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Both those guys. I mean.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it kind of sucks that he hasn't gotten a win. I mean, he did almost win that Daytona 500. But I think, I mean, Truex has been getting some better finishes. And to be honest, I think Fernando Giroux made the right choice by aligning with Joe Gibbs and switching to Toyota.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, the thing that really is a heartbreak for Truex is the hard luck is not coming via incidents on the racetrack more than anything. It's more his pit crew is really losing him races. He really should have won Kansas. He was undoubtedly the dominant car. I don't care what anybody says. Kyle Busch would not have beaten Martin Truex Jr. had he been up in the front. And a loose wheel, they didn't get the lug nuts tight, and so Truex ends up losing that win at Kansas. We've got a couple of tracks that are coming up here in the future that Truex is actually good at. One of them, obviously Dover, former winner at that track. Pocono's coming up.
There.
So, he's got other tracks that he's good at that he can win at, but I think his pit crew is really what needs to step it up. That's the one lacking element that's not allowing him to close the deal.
Oh, that's my favorite Disney movie, Step It Up. Totally.
I've actually never watched Step It Up.
Yeah, neither have I.
Yeah, I believe I've
Shit.
seen that, actually.
If anyone's wondering, I'm painting off my lead cars, so done no concern to
Yeah.
anything to any of this stuff.
Yeah, he's just painting stuff, that's
But
all.
But if you want to watch something while we're talking, that's what I'm doing right
There
now
you
for the
go.
people in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Silver Fox paint, sides painting cards.
I'm good at taking them. I'm good at stealing bases and just slapping them on logos and then just fucking off. I'm good at that shit.
You know what you should do? You should have your own little show and call it Side by Sides.
God. God damn it. That wouldn't go very well.
Hey, I couldn't help it. Sorry, it was just there and I had to grab it.
Key bases and all that.
Oh man.
What about Kevin Harvick, new track record holder?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually a little bit surprised. I didn't really think that the low downforce package was going to bring about faster speeds at a track like Dover, but apparently it does.
Well, what can I say? I saw there were 2 times below the track record. One of them being Earnhardt and the other being Harvick.
Right.
There were also a few others in the 49s as well, if memory serves me correctly.
I'm looking right
One
now
of
to
them being
see.
Newman, too.
Memes.
Yeah, I'm not certain who else broke that record, but
The only two were Earnhardt and Harvick.
Jr. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we'll actually look ahead to Dover now. So the practice speeds, basically, the first practice speeds determine the starting lineup. The the qualifying getting rained out. So they had to set it according to the practice speed. So Harvick and Jr. starting on the front row, and Harvick hasn't won since Phoenix, and Earnhardt hasn't won yet this season. Do you think we're going to see anybody from the front row winning at Dover based on what we saw in the first practice session?
Who knows?
Well, I think I was really impressed with Harvick breaking that track record, so I think he'll definitely have a shot at winning this race.
Yeah, I'm rather impressed with that as well.
The only thing that I'm a little confused about is you look at the other concrete tracks that we've been at, like Bristol. Harvick really didn't show a super whole lot of speed there, and so I'm kind of wondering what the difference is between this track and Bristol, what they found different here at Dover.
Maybe it could be that the same milestone as Phoenix? I don't know.
I'm not certain.
Then again, that could be just me speculating or something.
Did anybody actually see the incident with Danica Patrick, Tony Stewart, and Jim McMurray in practice, though?
I saw
Yeah.
the one with Danica Patrick, and I also saw a video on Facebook of this crew member. He was cleaning up, and he slipped and fell on the track asphalt.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's got hurt.
So, I'm not certain, but I think the tire that blew on Danica Patrick's car was I want to say it was the right rear. It might have been the left rear. So, but with that being said, what do you guys see in this race going more towards? Cautions coming out for tire problems or cautions coming out for wrecks? Because if you look at Bristol and other concrete racetrack, a lot of our cautions end up coming out for drivers that had tire problems, namely mostly the Joe Gibbs cars, for the most part, Joe Gibbs and then Casey Kane and a couple of others. So are you seeing this more of a tire-eating kind of race where we're going to see blown tires bringing out yellows, or are we actually going to see a lot of on-track incidents taking place?
I really think we're going to see a combination of both.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards that as well. Considering that there were races that ate up tires there before, if memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, what was it?
And-
Was it 2008 when they had that big wreck on the back straightaway?
It was 2012.
No, I'm thinking of earlier than that. I'm thinking of when Casey Mears drove the 5. It was back when they had the wings on the cars. I think that was 2008.
Oh, okay. It was
2008. Hey. 2000 from 2007 to 2009, first part of 2010 had the rear wing. 2011 till present had the rear spoiler. So
Right.
later.
So when was the incident, that big wreck that took place on the back straightaway? It was the same year. I think Truex ended up winning that. No, not Truex. Jeff Burton won that race. It was Childress 1, 2, 3. Him, Harvick, and Boyer. Or did Boyer win that race? I don't remember. Somebody won. It was
I think it may have been
RCR.
Burton. I don't know.
I'm trying to think. Which Talladega are you thinking
I mean,
of?
clearly
Dover.
Harvick didn't win it because he was winless that year.
Harvick?
It was Dover. I want to say Jeff Burton won that race.
In the meanwhile, we're seeing sides look for logos and all that.
Let's see.
Yeah, you never know. I just looked at most popular UK brands of 2015. That's I'm just going based off of, man. I'm trying to get a fucking B-pillar logo.
Okay.
Okay,
I
it
guess-
wasn't Burton. Was it Boyer that won the race?
Could have been. I don't know. Hang on, I'm gonna go look it up on Racing Reference.
Yeah, because it was
What?
a Childress car. That much I know. I know it was 1, 2, 3 finish. Burton, Harvick, and Boyer were all involved, and they were the 1, 2, 3.
No, it was Bristol in 2008.
No, there was a Dover race. I'm absolutely positive.
One of the two Dover races that year, right?
Yeah. RCR 1, 2, 3 Dover.
Hang on, I'm looking it up.
You sure you don't mean Roush or?
No, it wasn't Roush.
I know Roush, like in 2008, had that time when they had Kansas, Biffle, and Edwards all
I
battling for the
can
win.
really say it was Boyer that won Dover because he won Richmond. That year. Hang on, which Dover, which series was it?
It was boy, I don't remember if they had. I think it was Nextel at the time.
Probably.
Probs.
If it was '07,
Probably.
then yeah, it was Nextel. But if it was '08, it was Sprint Cup.
Yeah, if it was '08, it was Sprint Cup.
You look on Wikipedia, see what they have for the former winners.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Hang on.
I think it was at the time Boyer was in the 33 car.
2009.
Might have been.
Or am I looking at Xfinity?
Oh, no.
Oh wait, I think I'm looking at Xfinity. It's the wrong one. I don't recall
Actually,
Boyer.
hang on.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Well,
what
he
was it?
6 in his first full season.
Alright, wait a minute, here we go. Car Tomorrow. It was a Car Tomorrow race.
I'm looking. I don't see an RCR car from 2008. I'm only seeing Roush and JGR and Jimmy Land. That's about it.
Jimmy Lanton.
I could have sworn it was like Craig Biffle. Yeah, 2008, top 3 Roush, Biffle, Kenseth, Edwards.
Yeah, Roush got the top. Roush got 1, 2, 3. If memory
that was
serves me.
Roush that year? I thought it was. Okay,
Yeah,
maybe I'm thinking of a different track. But
It says right here.
Roush.
It says right here on my screen, 2008. So it'd be Sprint Cup, and then there's Biffle, Kenseth, Edwards. You were kind of right. Sort of. Boyer and Byrne were near each other, 8th and 9th, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And Harvick got 6, so you were close, just the wrong positions.
what year was that?
2008.
2008. Alright, let me see here. If I can just find the thumbnail of the video, I'd be able to figure it out too and see if that was indeed the year.
That was the same year that Kyle Busch said over the radio to his crew that he was blowing up.
There's a big wreck fix too that race.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Joe Gibbs are 1, 2, 3 in final practice right now.
Oh, that's
Oh shoot! Wait a minute. No, it was. Oh wow! It wasn't even 2008. It was. Yeah, there it is. 2007 fall race.
yeah.
Yep, that's the wreck. That was the race right there that had the big wreck on the back straightaway when I think Kurt Busch went up and got the wall. Yep,
Yep.
that's the one I'm thinking of. So who the heck won the 2007 fall race?
Carl Edwards.
Edwards. Truex won the spring one, I think.
Yes.
Back in '07 when DEI was still around.
Edwards won the fall. Truex won the spring, and actually ran on my mom's birthday in 2007.
Aha.
Started running DOT full time the next year in '08.
Mm-hmm. And Kyle Busch won on my birthday the following year.
All right, so let's move on to the next segment here, where we're basically gonna just like look at the current qualifying results, since we basically have only that to go off of the practice speeds. To you guys, who was the surprise up there as far as having the speed in the first practice session?
Well, at one point in the session, I think Brian Scott was second fastest.
Yep.
He's going to be starting 17th. He was 17th fastest. I was actually impressed. Even though he's usually good at Bristol, I was really impressed. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. we know that he likes running the high side of the concrete short tracks, and obviously he found a lot of speed up there. He was fifth fastest. He'll be starting fifth for the race. So, for me, I think that Roush has come quite a ways since 2015. They seem to be a lot better, a little bit more of contenders. Not necessarily for wins, but at least to be up in the top 10. You got Ricky in fifth place. Greg Biffle is 16th. He'll be starting 16th. And Trevor Bain 25th. Not bad. So, pretty impressive.
That's not too bad.
And I'll tell you one thing. Well, actually, no, I'm not even going to tell you because I'm going to actually have it for my dark horse pick. So never mind. forget I said anything.
I want you to tell me 30 things.
30 things? Wait, what?
No.
Wait, what?
I didn't even hear half that conversation. I was too busy.
You're too busy painting cars.
I know. I'm looking at the base. Trying to see if there was.
Painting too many cars. Okay. Anyway, let's move on to the picking our fantasy picks here. Help people out with their fantasy lineups and everything. We're going to pick a driver that we think is going to dominate the race and obviously close the deal and win. Then a driver to stay away from, and then a driver that could be a sleeper or a dark horse driver. So let's start with Johnny. Johnny, who you got?
Really? You start with me, and I'm the one that's still not even fully 100% awake.
Hey, you decided to join.
Hey. The reason why I decided to join is because my streak was in jeopardy.
Yeah, well, the streak lives. Now you got to make picks.
That's true.
This is Jeopardy.
You Max. I try to freaking pick or not.
What are dank memes for 300?
I'll choose Sleepy Time picks for 400.
Here comes that boy. Oh man. You seen that
meme? Alright, who you got, Johnny?
Alright, for the dominating person, I am gonna say I'm gonna go with my man BK, driver to stay away from.
Burger King's my friend too.
Fuck you!
Fight me.
Yeah, I will. Try to sideswipe you to coin today and lights.
It's alright, I got my chase spot.
Immediate ejection.
It's alright, I got my chase spot, it's good, and I can also eject you as well, so I'm good either way.
Right.
Can I try to finish?
Oh my god.
My driver to stay away from, I'm going to go with Austin Dillon, and my dark horse, I'm going to go with Stenhouse.
Whoa, alrighty.
Edgy
here. JT, who you got?
Now. Jimmy Johnson, he's won 10 times at Dover. I'm not saying that's my pick to win all, that's my pick to dominate. Now.
Do we care about Jimmy Johnson anymore? No.
Yeah.
Because he's nothing but a boom. Confetti.
He doesn't do anything. Here we go again. Triggered.
That would be.
It's alright. He's got 6 championships. He's good.
And he doesn't need 2 more.
Yeah, I hope he gets 2 more. The amount of salt would be glorious.
Oh my goodness.
I'm trying to. Personally, it would be Reed Sorensen.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's right. One thing though, I do not see that 55 coming up to the front. I do not.
Yeah, neither do I.
No one does.
No one does.
See Tony Stewart either.
Oh. Sam.
So, I would recommend. So I pick to win. However.
Wit.
I see. I one of the Joe Gibbs cars going back to victory lane at Dover once more.
Well, look who's got the edgy pick.
And who's your dark horse?
My dark horse?
Carl Wallace Jr.
really wouldn't be surprised if Blaney was up there, if the 21 was up there and all. I wouldn't be surprised as about that. I wouldn't be surprised if he.
Did you just turn on full redneck? The
I think he
fuck?
did.
He turned on full red.
Someone help.
Okay, Shane, if you were able to get your mind off painting cars for a brief moment, who's your picks?
Let's see here, John. So like a big boy's gonna win, okay? Like a big boy, he's gonna like win. It's gonna be fucking. I'm picking it right now. It's gonna be pretty hype. I'm picking Carl Everest to win because edgy. I don't know why. I think it's because he's basically second tier to Jimmy Land, and
Concrete Carl Edwards, so
yeah, he's second Jimmy Land if Jimmy's out, like at Dover last year. Dark horse, I'm gonna go with as usual. I'm gonna go with Austin Dillon, of course. Person to watch out for. That's even a thing. I'm probably gonna go with. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Tony Stewart. I feel like he's gonna be in some trouble today, so I'm sure he'll be a fun time. Even though his last win was at Dover, I think. But
Yeah, one point got black flag.
His last win was at Dover.
2013.
Yeah, when they screwed
Yeah, a couple
Montoya.
years ago, back in 2013.
Yeah, something like that. So.
Yeah, so
yeah, I'm
Montoya
actually
should have won
looking.
that
He's
race.
actually out of active drivers. I didn't even know this. He has the second most laps led at Dover. It's obviously
He's
Johnson,
competitive.
then it's Stewart, and Kyle Busch is 38 laps back from taking second and most laps led from Stewart for active drivers.
Well, that's when he was competitive.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to. I didn't even know he had joined until just moments ago. Our Sultan of Statistics, Stephen Power III.
That's right, late join today. The winner, I think, will be Jimmy Johnson. This is his track to dominate, and he's proven here he's one of the best. The dark horse, the driver stay away is Denny Hamlin. This is one of his worst racetrack. He's running decent before, but he always has terrible luck here, and he always blows right front tires for some reason at this track. And a dark horse, even though he won here last year and dominated in the fall race, I think Harvick is, because Harvick only has one win at Dover. Does those stats again. He always kind of struggled historically. I know he's starting on the pole, but kind of a dark horse because he hasn't ran that well, but I think he's coming to his own at the Monster Mile.
The Munster Mile.
The monster. All right, William.
Sounds tasty.
Let's see. Kyle Busch to win. And I guess dominating driver would probably be, I don't know, Carl Edwards. I mean, after all, he did break the track record, so I think he's got a pretty fast car. Driver I'd stay away from, once again, Danica Patrick.
Oh boy.
That's a
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Who's got the edge teams? Oh man.
Looks like Danica Patrick are gonna be triggered.
All right, but my dark horse, I'll say Brian Scott, because like I said before, at one point he was second fastest in practice, so I think might have a shot at winning this.
Well, how many other cars did Mark qualifying runs when that happened?
I don't know, 59,000. I don't know.
All right, my driver to win, I gotta go, since it's a track that he's formerly won at, and with what's happened the past couple of weeks, I gotta go with Martin Truex Jr. Jimmy Johnson obviously is going to be a big factor, but he's starting 21st. Truex is actually starting up closer to the front of the field, so I think that the track position is going to help him out as far as that's concerned. He ran pretty well, even though he had that issue back at Bristol, but he ran well at Bristol. He obviously is coming off some hard luck at Kansas. I think that that team, their psyche is not where it needs to be. They really need to step it up, especially on pit road. And I think Dover being a place where he got his first win of his career, I think that could be play a big factor, and I think you could finally see him get to victory lane. My driver to stay away from, even though he had really good speed, and he's going to be starting off 11th, like Steven alluded to with Denny Hamlin having trouble with tires, another driver that always seems to have trouble with tires is Casey Kane. Go back to Bristol. He was running well. He ended up having a tire go down. I don't think Casey Kane, even though he's had a couple of good finishes in the past few weeks, I think that it comes to an end here. Over. And my dark horse, he may be starting 29th, but we're at another concrete track. It's kind of like a short track in a way. I'm going with Matt DiBenedetto. I think that with what he learned at Bristol, I think that being another concrete racetrack, I think this is a place where he can thrive, and he holds the track record at this particular racetrack for the fastest pole speed in the K&N Pro Series. So he's got previous experience at this racetrack. I'm going to go with Matt DiBenedetto as the dark horse.
I think you mean El Burrito.
El Burrito.
Last time I was on here, I can't remember what track it was for, but I picked Kyle Busch, and I won.
And who'd you pick this time?
Kyle Busch.
No! No.
I'm just going to go ahead and say,
Don't worry about me, because I'm not in that fantasy thing that you guys are doing.
about that driver to stay away from, Thingamaroo, I'm going to go with
Patrick.
in addition to someone I'd say Patrick.
O'Toole.
There you go, Patrick.
Yeah, I was actually surprised nobody went with Kyle Larson for a possible dark horse. He's starting 23rd, but in driver averages, 4 races. He's had 3 top 10 finishes. His average finish is 7th place, so he's always finished in the top 10 in all of his starts here. So
I just got worried about Junior doing the same thing he did at Dega with his steering wheel.
What did he do?
the wheel came off, and he was driving. He was actually using his hand driving the shaft of the wheel.
Actually, pretty clever. That's actually pretty.
So let's talk about some. So let's talk about some of the news. Apparently, there's a Hendrick driver who might go to affiliate team to fill out his contract. Any word?
This was a big topic of discussion on what was it, Thursday night during IRL Lights. We were really talking about this, and Steven, elaborate on that.
Yeah, elaborate on that if you will.
So pretty much, I think. Hold on, let me get the picture. Sure what it said was that a Hendrick driver would move to an affiliate team to fill another guy's spot. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick because I don't want to give wrong information.
I think this was a tweet from the Orange Cone, but I'm not certain.
Yeah, the Orange Cone tweeted that.
It's an Orange Cone. What do you expect?
The Orange Cone's a very rough source to use.
Contract.
The Orange Cone is the Orange Cone. It gets wrecked hard.
It says current satellite team that currently is a place over somebody. Now, you obviously think isn't going any. Junior's not going anywhere. Johnson's not going anywhere. So there's only one possibility who's going to leave.
It's probably Casey Kane.
Right.
Casey Kane.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way Junior's. Well, what you could think about is Junior has talked about retirement before. You never know. He might want to retire this year.
Junior Motorsports as well. I mean, when he retires, when he leaves Sprint Cup, I think he's going to bring up Junior Motorsports. Because his retirement plan's not just going to be straight retirement. He said he wants to retire and go, his retirement's going to be, he'll finish Sprint Cup, then next year he'll go to Xfinity, then the year after he'll go to Trucks. He's going to work his way down the ranks, back down the ranks.
Maybe,
That's what he said.
Here's another news story. There's a driver in the F1 team that possibly might be doing 1 or 2 NASCAR races, I think, this summer.
Grosjean.
Grosjean, and I actually I was just about to bring that up too, because they were talking about where he might end up filling in, and they were talking about Sonoma and Watkins Glen possibilities, and that it would be a H. Scott Motorsports team. And I was thinking back to Steven's point of that a Hendrick Motorsports car driver could finish out his contract with.
Come on, slam. I don't know.
Michael Annett or Clint Boyer, probably maybe Annett stepping out of the 46 and putting this
Well,
Romaine in.
well, the thing is, to this point is,
Then my whole theory would be out the window. But if they put together a third team for H. Scott, that one race for this guy, that third team that H. Scott put together could potentially be the satellite team that he talked about. Plus, keep in mind, Clint Boyer is going to be vacating the 15 car next year. He's going over to obviously fill in the 14 for Tony Stewart. So there's another satellite that Casey Kane could go over to.
The thing is with Roman, I think he might drive the 98 because you look at it. If any of you guys watched the Truck Series, the 49 this week was ran by Haas Automation. They cut a deal with Premium, so it's kind of foreshadowing. They might cut a deal with Premium in the Cup Series to put Roman in the 98 or the 55.
Wouldn't be surprised.
But the 98's the Toyota.
Well, they could easily
they run Toyotas for speedways.
Well, the thing is, they can just point share because, like, RCR and Levine Family Racing, they point share the 95 with the teams.
Yeah.
Point sharing's very common in NASCAR. It's just, if people know what point sharing is, it's pretty much that a team lends the points to another team. They run their number, but it's listed as their team, but it's not really their team. It's pretty much how it is. Like, what's the best example I can give you is the 33 of RCR. When Brian Scott and Ty Dillon drive the car, it's not a Circle Sport car, it's an RCR car. But when, say, Stephen Light or somebody else drove the car, it was a Circle Sport car.
Circle Sport.
So let's branch off of this. What we were talking about Thursday night, Stephen, was if Casey Kane does finish out his contract at a satellite team, who becomes the fourth driver over at Hendrick Motorsports? And I know we were throwing around quite a number of names. One of them was actually Kevin Harvick.
Honestly, that's the guy I can see the most leaving because it's just he wants to stay, but he said he wanted to stay at RCR back when he left. Was it 2013 he left? Or 2014 he said he wanted to stay, but he left anyways for more money. And he's a Chevy driver. He's been running Chevy since 2000.
Oh my God, he has said like 50 times over and over again he has no plans to leave, and there's no argument that makes sense for. Why would he leave a team that has provided him championship cars for like 3 years straight now? It wouldn't make any sense.
Well, to that point, back in the 80s when Darrell Walter was running for Junior Motorsports, whatever, Junior Johnson, whatever he was winning championships with them, but then he left for Hendrick for more money, so that's point is kind of,
I don't understand why he would leave. That would make no sense at all.
Darrell left Junior, I think, because of money, and the team wasn't like he was winning champ, but he left because of the money. And like Harvick has always been a Chevy driver, and I can't really see him running a Ford. And he said he wanted to stay with RCR.
He has raced a Ford before.
Yeah, that was 20 years ago, though.
So what? There's no brand loyalty. The brand loyalty shit doesn't even work that much anymore.
Well, yeah, you do have a point. In his in his final season, he drove for Stuart Haas back when it was known as Haas Carter. He drove the 66 car, and that was a Ford.
I don't think he cares about the manufacturer as long as the car's fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how most of these drivers are. I mean, there's only like 5 drivers in the field that have stuck with the same manufacturer the whole entire way. And that's only because they've been around so long, and they're basically locked to their team forever, so it's not like they can switch.
All right, so if we don't have Harvick moving over, then who do we see as a potential fill-in over for that team? I know that there was somebody brought up Ryan Blaney. He's not definitely. There's no way that Wood Brothers or Penske are going to let him go over and be a teammate with Chase Elliott. They're not going to let them have 2 young guns on that team.
What about Newman?
I've seen a rumor.
How about Mark Martin?
Might be leaving RCR.
Mark Martin comes back.
I don't think that would go very well.
I want Ryan Blaney to stay at Wood Brothers because I think he's been getting some good finishes in that 21, and I would really love to see the Wood Brothers get another win.
Well, you think of the possibility also because, with RCR, Ryan Newman has Caterpillar sponsorship, but Brandon Jones and Ty Dillon are the future of RCR. So maybe they move Newman to the 5 with Caterpillar and bring Ty and his sponsors to the 31, and then Jones to the 4th car.
And I saw an article not too long ago where Ryan Newman said his future with RCR is very unsure. He has no idea what the future is holding for him, whether he's going to stay with Richard Childress Racing or not. So we know Paul Menard, with his sponsorship, he's going to be sticking around there. So Newman would be the likely candidate to move out. Another potential driver, possibly Jamie McMurray. Because if you think about it, you've got a couple of drivers down in Xfinity that run for Ganassi. They might be ready to move up and to take over that one car. Jamie McMurray might be a driver that might move over to Hendrick.
The only one I can see is Larson, because Jeff Gordon and Hendrick have both said multiple times they really want Larson and they want to get him. And it wouldn't surprise me if they went for Larson because, you know.
Well, the thing with Larson is, I mean, I don't mean to shit on him, but he hasn't really performed. I know he's not running the best equipment, but he hasn't really performed in the 482 car the last 2 years.
The 5 and the 482 are usually even. At least the past 2 years they have, for the most part. But I'm just curious to see how
that's true. I'm trying to see. Larson, well, the only problem, Larson is signed through 2017.
See, the thing with contracts is I don't believe they're valid because though I go to the point that David Rudman was signed for 3 years with Aarons in the 00 in 2011, and they cut the contract because of Boyer coming in with 5 hour, more money coming in, so they axed Rudman.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. You know, whether they took McMurray or whether they took Larson, both of those drivers drive Hendrick engines. So it would be a smooth transition over to the 5 car, regardless of who it was.
Right.
You know.
Right.
You know, I always wanted to see Larson run the 14, but you know, running the 5 would be the next thing.
Now here's the next driver that is a potential free agent, and I know that this one was kind of shot down Thursday night, but you never know. Denny Hamlin. Now, there was a lot being thrown around about the fact that Eric Jones will more than likely be coming up to Cup level next year. However, what I've heard is that he's going to be part of a second team that's going to be built over at Furniture Row Racing. They're going to have the 78 of Truex and the 87 of Eric Jones. So that kind of shoots down any possible, any possibilities of him coming up and taking the 11 from Denny Hamlin. How likely do you think it is that starting 2017, Denny Hamlin's not going to be driving for Joe Gibbs Racing?
What you think about it is Hamlin. I mean, Edwards is performing. Kyle's performing. Kansas is getting kind of old, but he said he doesn't want retirement. He's doing decent. Hamlin's kind of been the the 4th driver. What I can see maybe happening is maybe he goes to the 5 and Jones to 11. But you also have to think they have Suarez coming up. They also have those guys in the truck series because I know they're young. They still got a long way to go, but they're eventually going to make the Cup. Christopher Bell and Byron. So you have to.
Yeah, William Byron. Did you see the truck race at Kansas?
Yeah.
So you got to think
Crazy lap.
So I don't mean Suarez. However you say his name, Daniel Suarez. Suarez has a lot of money from Harris, and you got to think, and he hasn't won a race, but he's a decent driver. And I honestly think when Kansas retires,
he came close to the Auto Club.
He did. I think Jones takes over for Hamlin and Suarez takes over for Kenseth in a few years.
Yeah, I think Suarez is going to get
over. Now here's the thing, though. You said in a few years. There's the rumor that 2017 is when Eric Jones is coming up to the Cup level.
Oh, that's confirmed.
Is Daniel Suarez ready to come up to the Cup level and replace Denny Hamlin in 2017?
I don't see that happening.
I don't think he is.
Until 2019.
I mean, I think the thing about Suarez is he'll be the first ever NASCAR Mexico Series driver ever to make a Cup Series start.
Is it?
Right.
Yeah, that's history in the making.
I'm pretty sure about that. I don't think any Americans ever ran the Mexican Series.
Kevin O'Connell once ran a Mexico Series race in Phoenix.
Well, Kevin O'Connell never will make it the Cup, so.
You said no American has ever ran one. So.
Well, to that point, yeah. I'm talking about in the Sprint Cup Series.
Even though he's Canadian, Patrick Carpentier, I believe, used to race on the Mexico Series.
He did? Ah, yeah.
He is returning to the Sprint Cup Series at Sonoma.
All right, so the first full-blood Mexican person to run in the Mexican Series, the Cup Series.
You sounded so. It sounded like so offensive. That sounds so offensive how you said
Yes,
that.
it does. Oh boy.
Yes!
The way you said that sounded like so racist as shit.
That sounded racist.
Yeah. So.
Look, he's not even fucking.
No, I'm not.
Hermanos Rodriguez. You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Well,
Rodriguez.
who says
Yeah.
Michael and Ned can't take over the 5-car, guys?
Nah, I don't see that happening.
He have sponsorship though.
It's gonna be Paul Menard.
Yeah, maybe Menard has enough money. But the thing is, with Kane is he has the farmer insurance sponsorship. Like, where is that going to go?
Menard.
Johnny left.
Well, you had 5 Hour Energy follow Clint Boyer to H-Scott Motorsports. I think
Yeah.
Farmers would probably follow Casey Kane there.
I heard one theory of like fucking like Menard gets out of RCR and Penske takes him. Penske takes
Travis Penske?
You know why I can see that? Because Menard's actually sponsored Penske's IndyCar team, and maybe
Yeah.
it could happen.
That's what I was kind of leading it to. They just Menard's just sponsored
IndyCar team.
But here's the issue with that one, and there was they were talking about Ryan Blaney moving from Wood Brothers over to Penske, and people were saying, well, why? They're already supported by Penske. If Penske does get Menard, puts together a third team, we know for certain that third team is not going to perform nearly as well as the 2 and the 22. They're not. I don't think they can stretch their resources with a satellite team at Wood Brothers as well and be able to give whoever would be in that third Penske car good equipment to be able to contend.
Look what happened with Sam Hornish, Brendan
Exactly,
Gaughan,
Sam
Travis
Hornish
Kvapil,
and Justin Allgaier, and
Travis Kvapil.
I just don't see it
Well,
happening.
the 21 is pretty much a third Penske car. Remember that.
Exactly. So they're already stretched to basically supporting 3 race cars. I don't think they can stretch enough to a high-performing 4th team.
Well, Gibbs, if you look at Gibbs, they support 5 teams, and RCR supports like 6. So there's a lot of stretching going on here in the garage.
Right.
Yeah, Pollard has a point.
And Gibbs is more than likely going to be stretching to 6 cars next year, with Eric Jones coming up for the second ride for Furniture Row.
Well, that's the main reason they're able to stretch that many is because they're one of the top teams. They're the top teams in NASCAR because they have the resources to do that.
But you also think about it,
Alright.
too. Before Truex joined Joe Gibbs Racing, Furniture Row was actually a pretty stellar team with that last year that they had as a Chevy. So, that kind of helped Joe Gibbs Racing not have to go, okay, we got to start from square one and try and make this be a high-performance car. They already had the blueprints for a strong team and, just now move it over to Toyota parts and all that. So Joe Gibbs had a little bit of a head start in merging Truex into their Toyota team.
Well, you look at it, they had a good alliance, they had a really strong alliance with RCR, and he was one of the best RCR drivers, even though he didn't drive for them. So he has to really question, like, how much support they got from RCR to jump to Gibbs. It's obviously working out for the better right now, but you just have to think how much better Gibbs is versus RCR right now.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty much Gibbs versus RCR. Gibbs versus, I don't know, Richard Childress at this point, yeah.
It's Gibbs
So,
versus everybody at this point.
So I have a list here. It says all of the following rumors on Twitter on message board. These are the lists. All right, I'm going to get interrupted, but the rumors are Larson to the 5, Newman to the 42, and Kane to the 15. Harvick to the 5, Larson to the 4, Kane to the 15, Hamlin to the 5, and Jones to 11. Truex to the 5, Eric Jones to the 78. Logano to the 5, Blaney to the 22, Wallace to the 21. Dillon to the 5, Dillon to the 3, Ty Dillon to the 3. Any Roush drivers to the 5 with Chris Buescher replacing them. I don't know about half of these.
The Roush one I don't think is going to happen. I'm a little intrigued about the which one was it? I just lost it. You said there was one guy to the 5 car, and I was thinking, wait a minute, is that a possibility? And
I
closer to the
Truex to the
end.
5?
Yeah, Truex. Would he leave Toyota this soon?
Well,
think so.
if they keep
I don't think he would.
You gotta
Hey,
think of
they-
logic here. Why would you like that 5 car has struggled? Like the 4th Hendrick car has
Exactly.
struggled for
There's
like
no way
Why?
that the 78 is not outperforming the 5 team right now.
Well, you have to think about it. If Truex keeps losing these races, that mindset, like, am I going to win a race with this team again? Can they perform? You got to think about that.
That would just be childish.
Well, the thing about Truex is he's only won one race with every Cup team he's ever driven for. So maybe he wants to jump board to Hendrick to get another win.
That wouldn't make
He's
any
very-
sense though. That's just
'Cause he-
coincidence.
Yeah, because he's won one race with DEI in 7, one race with Michael Waltrip in 13, and one race with Furniture last year. So I think that's kind of why he's not winning these races.
But let's think about this logically though. Like Shane said, how many opportunities at a win did he have with DEI,
Oh, yeah.
with Michael Waltrip Racing, with Furniture Row Racing? He has a lot more opportunities at a win. He's been a lot more dominating a driver with the Toyota team. I think he would be foolish moving over to, let's be honest, the 4th stable for Hendrick Motorsports, taking over the 5 car.
I agree. I mean, see, the thing with Truex, like, he ran good in 07. In 08, he didn't do that great in 08. I think he still made the chase. 09, he was still with DI, but they kind of were during the merger, so they weren't running that good. Went to MWR. He did, like, later on before, like, the whole scandal started, he was running pretty good. And then he went to Furniture Row. They've been doing, the first year they were crap. And then last year to this year, they've been doing pretty good. So, yeah, I can't see him leaving.
Well, let's be honest, too. If you look at Michael Waltrip Racing, that was the number 2 team out of that stables. They were definitely putting a lot of their equipment into Clint Boyer's 15 car.
Well, if you think about it, if it's the number 2 team, he was still doing pretty well if it was another 2 team because he dominated a lot of races, just didn't win them.
Right.
That's correct.
Right.
Truex is capable. He just needs.
Oh yeah, he's definitely capable.
Now,
And with what we've seen out of Joe Gibbs Racing this year, we know he's got the equipment to be able to do it too.
Oh yeah, and I think Truex has 2 Busch titles. A lot of people forget about that.
Yeah.
And the funny thing about his 04 champion, he wasn't even supposed to run the full season. They threw him into the 81 car at the beginning of the season, then they gave him a full season in the 8 car after that, and the rest is history.
So we got let's talk a little bit more about 2017. We got Eric Jones that we know is more than likely going to be coming up to Cup. With all this moving around that's potentially rumored, do we see anybody else moving from the Xfinity level up to the Cup level 2017?
Maybe Justin Allgaier goes back to H. Scott, but I'm not sure.
Who the fuck's fucking playing with Pringles?
I almost wonder. I gotta see here. How long is Brian Scott signed for?
1 year, I think.
I mean, the thing about that is it would be pretty bad because if they lose another driver at the Petty stable because they had Hornish last year, and then Ambrose left in 14, Hornish, then Brian. Do they really want to have 4 drivers in 4 years in the car?
Yeah.
Well,
sure.
yeah. Well, what I'm trying to think of though is, didn't Brendan Poole drive last year in the 440 and Xfinity?
He ran the 42.
Split time with
It was
Larson
the
and
42.
He ran in a couple limited races.
He split time with Larson and Marks.
See, Marks ran last year. The thing about Poole is he was a really good ARCA driver, and I'm glad he got his break.
I mean, I can kind of see Eric Almirola and Brendan Poole as teammates.
Yeah, I see. The thing is with Brian, he has his money from his daddy, but Poole also has money from DC Solar, and I think they got to pay a little more than his dad's money to.
Right.
And who else? Justin Marks has some pretty. I mean, Marks is older in age, and he's not really performing that well, but he has pretty good money from his sponsorship too. So some decent money coming in.
Correct.
Because most people, it's in the K&N East Series, it's called H. Scott with Justin Marks. So Justin Marks owns the K&N cars.
It's gotta be Johnny Sauter, obviously.
No, Johnny had one good shot at Cup in the 70, and he didn't do that well in it.
It wasn't even a good. It wasn't even that great of a car. He
It
outdrove the damn
wasn't that
thing.
great unless you were at Charlotte.
Yeah.
Johnny
Yeah,
Sauter
it wasn't that great.
RCR back in 2004, but got released.
The only teams I could see maybe moving up, or maybe Ryan Sieg's team, maybe GMS finally expands to the Cup Series.
You don't think Brandon Jones might move up to an RCR car next year?
Well, the thing is with
a
that,
Cup one.
it depends. If
He
Ty
could
Dillon,
replace Brian Newman. There is rumors going around lately that Newman might not be back next year at RCR.
yeah. Well, the thing is with that, if Ty moves to a fourth car, replaces Newman, there's rumors that because they still have that alliance with the 95, Jones would run part-time in the 95. I just don't think they're going to move him up 1 year after Xfinity.
Yeah, here's the problem for me though too. You got Brandon Jones that could move up, but I think he's next in line to Ty Dillon.
Yeah, definitely.
Ty Dillon's going to make his Cup. He's going to have a full-time Cup ride before Brandon Jones does.
Now, you also think about, we go to Roush now. I mean, I don't see Stenhouse Jr. leaving. How long is Abelcare going to stay? Because Darrell Wallace Jr., I think he's going to move up. And Ryan Reed, even though he's not a great Xfinity driver, he'll probably move up because he has the money. If you look, and the reason why I say he's not a good driver, if you look at it, Ryan Sieg has more top 10s than him in the Xfinity Series.
You look at Greg Biffle. He's only signed through 2016.
I think Greg is way over his time. He needs to get the hell out of the car.
Well, the thing is, though, he said, though, he doesn't have any plans on retiring anytime soon. So...
Yeah. He's just basically pulling a Richard Petty out here, just running in the back.
Yeah, but with that being said, with him saying he's not really planning on retiring, I don't know. I just don't really see Roush Fenway extending his contract. I think that's going to be where you're going to see potentially, and I'm not saying it's going to happen 2017, but it could, maybe Darrell Wallace Jr. moving up to that ride.
Well, I think before that happens, Chris Buescher gets taken out of the 34 and the 6. It's like with the placeholder deal with like Boyer going to Stuart Haas. I think the front row 34 is a placeholder for Buescher, waiting to get in the Roush car, and I can see Darrell or Ryan jump into the 34 car.
Oh, you know what I just thought? I know who should move over to the 5 car.
Who?
Matt DiBenedetto.
Oh man, Reddit would fucking fall apart.
The thing about DiBenedetto, what I like is I like the underdog. So like Keselowski had a good underdog. Like if he makes it to there, I feel good for because he started out with Gibbs in development program, it didn't work out, and then he went to a starting park driver for a few years, a couple years in the 47, those random cars, and then he made his way back up the Cup and he's doing fine. The story reminds me of Keselowski because Keselowski was starting park in cars for his dad. Got it for Keith Coleman in the Xfinity Series. Then he got a ride with Germain Racing. Almost won the race. Got dumped by Travis Quapple. Got a ride with Jimmy Morris.
The race was lost by Dale Jr. as a result.
Yeah, and I mean he was a starting park driver to a Cup champion. There's not a lot of drivers who can say that in the series.
Oh, Sam Greenchip was actually signed for 2017. I just checked on JC's.
He's not a lot of drivers.
Signed through 2017?
Yeah, Biffle signed through 2017.
2017.
Well, you think Danica?
Let me see again here.
I think Danica's a free agent after the season, right?
Yeah, I think this is her contract year. Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
No, she got extended. She got her contract extended last year because of the Nature's Bakery sponsorship.
They really extended it?
I don't think she's out of a car until like 2019.
I don't remember that.
2019. I don't remember that. Because the
Get
thing
her
about it is,
out of that car.
They got her contract until about 2018.
oh man. I mean, the thing about it is, Nature Bakery is not even paying for the sponsorship of the car.
Nature Bakery.
Yeah. I guess Jimmy's chances of going to Stuart Haas may be over unless they can somehow come up with a fifth car. That's not going to happen.
Nurtury Bakery.
The thing about
Nurtury Bakery.
The bakery thing is Bakery's not even paying for the sponsorship on the car. It's just hilarious.
Wow.
And why they sponsor?
The thing about the sponsorship is because they cut. Well, the deal is with Gene Haas is pretty much that Nature Bakery gets
Nature Bakery. My God.
Whatever it is. Whatever the hell it is, they get the Haas machines, like the HNC machines for their factory, so they could put them on Danica's car. It's just kind of like a split deal.
Hey Seth, for next time you paint a Pollard's off-finally car, please edit
Nature's Bakery.
Yes, please edit give him Nature's
Oh
Bakery.
man. But talking about Nature's Bakery and TASAC are assigned to the 10 car through 2017. So you have Danica at least in the car for another year.
That's terrible.
That would make my day if Danica loses her sponsor and has to go back down to the freaking IndyCar series.
I don't think IndyCar wants her back.
She's
Besides, Milka Duno's not there.
Oh, Jesus, Milka-Duno.
Milka-Duno was the worst driver in the freaking history of
Exactly.
the history of the
Fucking
world.
bitched out Danica for being slow and bullshit. It was the other way around, you ass.
Well, the thing is, I think Brian Vickers should take over the 10 car.
Agreed. Totally agreed.
I think Vickers deserved, after all those finishes he had while in the 14, he's deserving of that ride, unlike Danica.
The thing about Danica is her best finish at Xfinity was 8th place, besides that 4th on few miles, I don't count, because Brian Keselowski blew a tire, the whole race was shit. And her best finish, overall, was 8th. She really didn't do nothing. I think Ryan Reed has had better finishes than her.
Yeah.
Ryan Reed only has one top 10.
Well, no, he has 3 top 10s, but
That was that win at Daytona.
No, he finished 9th at Richmond in 2013 and 4th at the Daytona July race 2 years ago.
Notice I said since 2015.
Oh, since 2015, yeah, that's right. I don't even know.
Just did another year in Xfinity.
Clemens perhaps bring his team up to Cup.
You know who could drive the 5? Travis Pastrana. Let's move him up to the Cup Series.
God damn it.
Oh man.
No, I would love to see Jeremy Clements up in Cup.
Yeah, I like to see Clements.
Ryan C.
Yeah, Clements wouldn't be too bad.
How about Joey Gase?
I was just about to bring that up. I was like, where could Joey Gase go? Because he's already been up in Cup level, but he drove that doggone 32 car.
Doggone.
Jeffrey Earnhardt.
Jeffrey. I'm being serious. You might see him. He has sponsorship, and Earnhardt's teaming up. That would be good money for the market. And Jeffrey hasn't really showed his talent because he's running for a shit ride.
Earnhardt and another Earnhardt. Oh boy.
Oh man.
I think Earnhardt has driven for Dale Jr. once. I believe that was at Richmond in 2013.
Yeah, that's
I think
true.
Junior Motorsports to take Jeffrey and put him in a Junior Motorsports car.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing about it is the family, they don't really have good history. They actually pulled Earnhardt out of the K&N car in 2008 with 2 races left because of performance.
Well, here's a thought. Okay, let's just speculate that Harvick does go over to the 5 car. I got somebody that might actually. He's got some previous experience with Stuart Haas. Cole Custer.
Ew.
No.
That guy is a wreck. That guy is a big one waiting to happen.
No. There's no way they move from trucks to Xfinity. There's no way they move them up that quick.
Yeah.
That guy.
Well, to that point, I definitely see maybe Cole going up to the Cup Series the next few years. Not that quick, because I heard Stuart Haas wants to expand to the Xfinity team in the next few years.
Yeah. Put Danica in the Xfinity team.
I know, but he's so he's just not that great.
No, he's actually his dad. He has a lot of sponsorship from Haas. I mean, he's a decent driver. He's won 2 truck races so far.
Isn't he related? Isn't he Haas's grandson, anyways, or something?
Yeah, something like that. That's why.
Nephew. I don't know.
And you think about, they also have that guy Nick Drake, who's also running for the Haas team. So he could be
I
the
got
next
so
Haas
confused
Yocho.
watching that. I got so confused watching that truck race because I thought they said Nathan Drake. I was like, wait, what? Uncharted 4 came out 3 days ago, but wait a minute. I was shitting my pants. I was like, oh god, Nathan Drake's in NASCAR now. Where's he? You should get Uncharted sponsorship or something.
How about Michael McDowell to the 5?
I would love it, but I know so many people wouldn't like it.
Hey, at least
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I'll be honest with you. I really
Cole
wouldn't
Wood
mind
to the
seeing
5.
You know, Kyle Busch goes back to the 5, and Eric Jones runs the 18.
Oh dear God,
Oh,
no.
Jesus.
Dear Lord, help us!
Hey, and actually, they announced today that the 75 would be Kyle's number in the All-Star race.
Yeah, they got the picture up of it and everything. Pretty
The
interesting.
last time the 75 ran in the Cup Series was in 2005 at Loudon.
Well, since
Wayne
I know some
Anderson
stats, the
started
last
part
time
of it.
the 75 ran the All-Star race was 1995 with Todd
Oh boy,
Lanai.
here comes Steve with the stats again.
Yeah, I know. Wayne,
Last time
Wayne.
75 attempted a cup race was in 2018.
Steven Stat.
Well,
Hard.
well, the 75 last-minute Cup race was Wayne Anderson for Rainer Racing. He blew an engine after 16 laps.
That's
think
what
he
I
was starting part.
said.
Hi,
Oh.
I'm,
Just said.
Hi, I'm Steven Statler III from Naturey Bakery.
And Clay Rogers in the 75 was the last guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what about Clay Rogers?
Well, the 75 I think is most famous with like the Rainier team with Valvoline and Derek Hope DNQing so many races in the past few years. Because Derek Hope never made a cup race in the 75 in like 7 years.
Yeah.
70 years.
I mean,
I'm right here.
Fucking jet crap.
yeah. So
You know, it would be
I
really
believe
funny if you were the
Derek Hope
75
did
car
run
and
a
they say,
Budweiser
since you're not the 18,
shootout
you
in
can't
the
be a charter for
75.
the All-Star race. Ha!
imagine.
That'd be so
Who
funny.
else? You know,
The 75 car doesn't have a charter this year.
you know what else would be nice to see? Maybe if you get enough funding, Matt Tiff in the 5.
You know, I was wondering about Matt Tiff. But I don't know, would Matt Tiff be considered another Joe Gibbs car? Because he's driven the 18 car.
Yeah, I don't even know
Xfinity.
how that deal came together.
Yeah, I don't know. Like we know that like Eric Jones, Daniel Suarez, they're like true blue Joe Gibbs Racing, but where's Matt Tiff's alliance lie?
Yeah, because Matt Tiff ran for JJL beginning of the year. He's ran for Red Horse. He's all over the place.
Yeah.
You know
That's why I'm kind of wondering about Christopher Bell. Is he a Joe Gibbs guy, or I don't know.
Yeah, I know. You know,
The world may never know.
you talk about maybe Brian Scott. I'm sorry to get off topic, but you talk about Brian Scott. Maybe Jeb Burton goes back to the Cup Series with Richard Petty.
Oh my God, not
I
happening.
think
dude.
Jeb's had his shot at Cup racing. I don't think you're gonna see him come back up. I think he's kind of like Allgaier. I don't think you're gonna see Allgaier come back up to the Cup level either.
I think Jeb's really good, but I just don't see him as a Cub
Yeah,
driver.
I think that group that you saw then, Parker Kligerman, Jeb Burton, I think you're going to see them in Xfinity and trucks for like the remainder of their career. I don't think they're going to get up in the Spring Cup level anymore.
Well, not that there's anything wrong with being a career truck driver. I mean, just ask Matt Crafton and Timothy
I was gonna
Peters.
say Crafton.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything wrong. There's just two elements that don't work in their favor, though, for being able to come back up to the Cup level. One is the limitation of rides that are available, and two, the developmental drivers that, quite honestly, are basically lined up for these rides that are going to become available. I don't think they're in any way in line for those.
Well, if you think about it, if Junior retires, that means Junior Motorsports can finally move up to the Cup Series, and then we're going to see that expand.
Yeah, if Junior retires and he brings Junior Motorsports up, that you're right. That opens up a lot, but I don't know. I just I don't see it really happening. Unless you know you have that happen, but I haven't heard a thing from Junior as far as him announcing at all or giving any kind of rumors that he's going to be retiring anytime soon.
Well, you know, I like to see Regan Smith maybe run the 5. I mean, he ran for Hendricks in 2 races in 2012.
Right.
Yeah, he has, right?
Who else? Alex Bowman, maybe. He's running for Junior's Xfinity team.
Mm-hmm.
Regan Smith is running 2 races for Junior Motorsports this year.
You think these rides grow on trees?
You know, the thing is, you know, another driver could possibly I could see would sponge Ross Chastain.
I'd love to see Chastain.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Chastain.
Yeah, he has that
Watermelon
sponsorship.
But here's the big problem. For me is you see all these guys like Ross Chastain, like possibly Jeb Burton. if they do make it up to the Cup level for Burton, if he makes it up again, all that, I only see them going to teams like H. Scott Motorsports, Front Row Motorsports. I don't see them going to those really good teams where you're really going to see their talent. You're going to see them in poor performing machines, and so it's going to be like they're up there. That's what I think happened with Jeb Burton and with Parker Kligerman. They drove for Swan Racing. There was absolutely no opportunity for them to be competitive. Now you find Kligerman down the Truck Series, Jeb Burton down in Xfinity. They had their time up in Cup, but it was with teams that were absolutely horrible. And that's I think, what the big problem is, that the only available opportunities there are for drivers like this to be able to come up to the Cup level are with non-performing teams. And so that's what ends up putting them into obscurity and putting them down into Xfinity and trucks afterwards.
One.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. It's really true.
One. What the hell?
I mean, I can't see H. Scott going to a third car. They can barely run with two cars that keep up the pace.
Menard.
Like, you look at Michael Annett was 10 seconds off the pace last week, and they're running a decent car.
Well, look at their qualifying. I mean, how many times have you seen H. Scott Motorsports starting in the final row?
That's pretty sad to see, because the thing about Boyer's not a bad driver. He's just running shitty equipment.
Exactly.
Bitches.
When you're running crappy, it doesn't show your talent level that much, because Boyer's a proven winner, and he can definitely get it done. He just can't do it in that car.
Exactly, yeah.
Landon Castle can get a shot at the 5.
The only thing that's really shown is Justin Allgaier ran a lot better in that car than Boyer has so far.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, guys, it totally means Allgaier's got more talent than Boyer. Totally. Although, to be fair, they don't have as much help from Hendrick as they did last year.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly thought that Boyer was...
They're basically running like on by themselves.
Well, they're getting very little help.
Well, I thought maybe Boyer would go over to the 14 and replace Stewart for their first few races, but they didn't do that.
Quickly off topic, if anyone can see my game on the screen share, what do you think of these three?
Looks pretty nice.
And
you can see it, but
yeah, and then with yeah, and so I think Boyer is counting down the 2017 faster than anybody else.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
He wants 2017 to run quicker.
And the thing about Eric Jones, he's actually supposed to run some Cup races this year. Nothing's been announced though. They were supposed to run Las Vegas, but they didn't end up making the trip.
What would they be doing that second team for Furniture Row now, or would he be running a fifth? And you can't. I don't think he can run a fifth entry for Gibbs.
No more fifth cars. The second, you run a second car.
So it'd have to be something out of Furniture Row.
GameStop sponsorship?
Maybe.
I mean, like I said, the point sharing jail, you can do that still, because yeah, you can just point share.
Oh,
give the charter from Kyle Busch to Eric Jones.
Yes.
Sacrifice himself for the others.
Hey, Kyle Busch has got enough wins to get himself into the chase. So.
Yeah.
Well, if you think.
Yeah, but you have to start every race of the season.
Wait, you do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the thing about is
unless you were excused like with Stewart.
Yeah.
But without that, you have to run every race.
I'll be back, guys. I need a quick number.
Or no, you don't have to run every race, but you have to attempt every race.
Well, the thing about the '98 team is they actually leased their charter to the 46 for a year, so they kind of shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
And the 19 and the 41 got.
Second practice speeds are in, and it's all Gibbs at the top. Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Carl Edwards. But remember, Kyle Larson was like 21st fastest in first practice. He's 6th fastest in the second one.
Jesus.
Like honestly, I honestly want to see Kyle win Charlotte and Pocono. That's all I really want to see him win.
I'll be back, you guys.
What I would like to see happen is he wins Charlotte Pocono, he wins the Xfinity Pocono, Watkins Glen, him and Tiff switch Road America, and Dover. He runs Road America. Then he goes to the truck in Las Vegas, wins that race, and then he has every track he's ever won at.
Wow, you're asking a lot from him.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Especially go down to Las Vegas on a Saturday night. Eh.
I'll be back. Someone's asking the time.
Well, you know, what people don't realize is that Kyle's won at 28 different tracks in NASCAR. That's a hell of a lot of tracks.
Yeah. It's a lot of diversity there, too.
Yeah. There's a lot of people who can't even get one win, nevertheless 28 different tracks.
You looking?
Yeah, but Kyle never ran Rockingham in the Cup Series.
Grand Prix of Indianapolis is on today.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Well, you know, back to the Kyle Busch point, Scott Dixon is also in that same category as Busch at track, so hopefully Scott can get his first win there.
Scott Riggs? Just kidding.
Because I think Dixon has
Scott
13.
Sterling.
Dixon has
It's Scott
won at like.
Sterling.
I don't know how much. Dixon has 13 tracks he has left to win at in the IndyCar Series total.
Oh boy. How is the screen share going on my game if it's still going?
Yeah, it's still going.
Don't know.
I don't know. They finished
Because
the Harpo cars. Kind of.
Dixon's been running the IndyCar since like 2000 or something. I don't know.
Who knows, really?
Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this week's episode.
I think it will.
Alright, stop sharing it.
So, okay, yep, that's gonna wrap it up for this week's episode. So hopefully we gave you guys some good picks for your fantasy team for this week at Dover. Xfinity's at Dover at 2 o'clock today, so that'll be interesting.
Have you done
Yeah,
the
the
race?
Fuck.
And let's see, what's the race after Dover?
Isn't it
All-Star
Charlotte?
race.
Charlotte.
I think it's Charlotte, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Charlotte.
The All-Star race. So, I got a dog. So, let's see. Is that the following week? Okay. So yeah. So we will have a NASCAR talk next week, on Saturday morning. Again, as usual, starting time always varies, but we'll have one. So, I want to thank everybody that joined me here for this week. Thanks, guys, for being here and for your input.
You're welcome, I guess.
Thanks for having us.
You're
All right,
welcome,
so we'll see you guys next week for another edition of NASCAR Talk. Till then, see you later.
All right.